were ridiculous, and that's always going to be kind of hard to deal with. Astralis going to be starting on the CT side and Evil Geniuses on the T side. So welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, here. ESL One New York, and already charging right into the bomb side and knocking out the pre after he got a kill. Megisk, though, and Glaive, the combination is way too much, and now the Glocks are at range. The USP should have a bit of an edge here. Ethan does get one, and that should be a bomb plant maybe here. 2-on-3.
Yeah, a hit like that onto the B bomb site, it's got to be clean. Look at this flank. Look at the rotations in from Astralis. They're just perfect. Some missed shots. He does eventually get it right at the end. And Ethan, nowhere to go. He better get these kills quick. And he's got both over the top of Device. Finally shuts it down. Just way too many numbers for Astralis, no matter how promising it might have looked. Those, if you're going to call a B hit against Astralis, right, like you have to take over that bomb site so quickly. Like, you have to get those first 2 kills, get in and get the bomb planted. By the time the rotation comes over, it's just way too hard to take that. They're way too well drilled on those kind of scenarios.
Yeah, you really only have like a couple of seconds, right? You need to get rid of the first guy. I mean, Dupree with the trade here. They even catch him in a great position. So, I mean, credit to them, right? But then there was just a brief slowdown with Megisk, and then Glaive shows up, and then you're already like, oh, this is very bad. Then
it stalls out, and then Device is in position for the flank. I mean, even if that flank was coming in just a tad bit later, where they could feel a bit more comfortable, that might have even been better. But unfortunate for EG, but they do get that plant, and again, another one of those second-round buys that just seem oh so crazy. 2 AK-47s, a Krieg with full utility in the hands of Breeze, and why not?
Yeah, definitely a powerful position to be in here on the T side. Scout even, I mean, do so much with it. No armor on Stan and Cirque. I guess that's, you know, something to point to here for Astralis. That means some of these SMGs are going to be doing a lot. But I don't really think Astralis is going to get caught off guard. Nice contactless play here in the middle, though. That means they're going to be in the B-bomb side so quickly. And actually now, there might be some trouble for the Danes inside of the B-bomb side. Smoke in the doorway. Ethan knows they're all going to be watching this, but actually, oh, he still makes it down clean. Megisk going to pick up 1 kill, does need another one, and eventually gets overrun. Breeze with a big double entry, and Glaive waiting outside.
Breeze just got 3 kills. He just spun around as well, grabbed 1 more towards middle. What a dirty entry from him. That Krieg working out perfectly, and Glaive and Device have to back off. A powerful punch and way too much space given up by Astralis. You're able to just march out mid so quick into the round, and that's the kind of call Stanislav is going to love to make. I mean, he's more than willing to just be like, okay, we have mid. Like, no one's seen us. We have no contact. Just throw the smokes and let's just roll onto that B bomb site. We saw yesterday as well in that ENTS versus G2 game on Dust2.
Yeah.
Both teams are willing to go middle, and if they just didn't feel any contact, it's like, all right, well, we were just already set up for the mid to B split.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing then, and
if you're going to give it to us, we'll take it. And Device going to go down right at the end. That's a valuable weapon stripped out of his hands, and we're all tied up.
I would even say that can actually be important. I think sometimes, and it's happened not just with Astralis, but with a bunch of the teams that have had like really big eras where they've you know, seemed to be unstoppable. I think what people sometimes do is when they get that opportunity to do something like what Stan just did in that round of calling like a really big B play, they slow it down because they second guess themselves. They
yeah,
think,
you almost.
It's like they're so smart. Maybe
what if?
Yeah, maybe they already know this, and it's like you're actually giving them way more, like in some stupid way.
Maybe they're set up perfectly for this exact play.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe it's all a trap, and they've actually out-thought. Like, you know, you give them way too much credit in some sense. So I like the idea of just calling that one right then and there. And it was a great call. I
think we're going to be seeing more of that. I think that's going to come to be a staple of this EG roster moving forward with, you know, the deeper they go into this roster's timeline. Either way, a nice first gun round, essentially, out of Evil Geniuses. Evening things up. And here, some damage onto Device. And for the most part, Astralis is kind of fully invested. I mean, it is a bit of a force buy. They have Deagles, upgraded pistols. It's only Device with money. He's going to want that AWP. Breeze going to turn the corner, transfer over to Glaive. There's a couple more. There's the boost up at the boxes, but when it doesn't immediately get the kill, they back away. Breeze is brought down very low, but now the long play comes into effect. Now they could just start marching up long. Or into the B-bomb site, whichever one you want.
I mean, Astralis is trying their best to sort of stay mobile across the map, figure out exactly what's going on, but with the USPs, they're just going to get chewed up. Nicely done. Breeze with another triple, Tarek with a double, and a great return early on into the game here for EG.
Breeze has been having quite the couple months, hasn't he? He's been an incredible player for this team. I mean, you look on this roster and you can name about 3 or 4 people who could potentially just go nuts and win you a map, but Breeze has been Mr. Consistent for this squad. He's been the rock.
Yeah, that's That's such a high value to hold on any team, right? Because you're right, there's so many other names that we could be dropping on this EG lineup that could be doing just that. So if you have Breeze, that's a lot of damage with USPs. That's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, look at this push-up from Megis as well. This is perfectly timed. He's going to be able to catch Breeze. He's got the dink, he's got the kill, and he's got the bomb. And now they can salvage so many guns. Tarek has a big job to do. One is going to be in the cave, and he's waiting for that player to evacuate. That'd be Dupree, but Megis back in T. Spawn is going to add one more onto it. And we talk about it so much. Astralis probably the best team in the world, the most efficient in terms of, you know, bang for your buck in these rounds like this. They can get so much out of so little. And this is a full USP round that they're about to win. Stanislaw has got no chance. 3 kills for Magisk with that flank up catwalk. And again, we saw that yesterday as well from the inside of things. We're starting to see a lot more teams willing to be aggressive up catwalk. Just send one player to get creative, to get aggressive.
And then the fact that they won the fight over at long as well, just with the USPs. Honestly, there is a version of Astralis where that one mistake right here for EG, like that's one that they can't allow themselves to even make. Now, yep. I'm not sure if this is going to be the one that's currently you know, New York playing, but you don't know. So you need to win those rounds. Those are the easy rounds in theory. That's
also the Astralis that like shows in playoffs, right? So usually in group stage, you can afford a loss like that as they kind of warm up into the event. But when you get to the playoffs is when Astralis just finds that new gear.
You've got to hope that, right? You've got to hope if you're EG that will get another chance. Ooh, that could have very easily been a kill. Looked like it at least should have done some damage. Back off to the next corner, flash bang, and he's not going to connect with that one either. Though Stan did take a bit of damage.
I think that had to have been a nade or maybe a shot from middle from Dupree, but Device certainly missed his onto Tarek. However, cat control for Evil Geniuses, so you must be pleased about that. All 5 players on catwalk, though they don't have great map control. It's still just Device here with the op defending. Zipnik's just now rotating back into a support role.
Yeah, they've got another smoke, so they could re-smoke that. Sip now moving into middle. I mean, Device is kind of alone right here. He's going to be setting up a one-way on top of the car. It is suspicious when they see it, but are they going to be ready for it? Doesn't really look like it yet. Sip now taking a bit of attention. That ult not connecting. There's the follow-up shot, and Stanislaw goes down. They will finally drop him. Cirque with a nice kill there. Very heads up. I think they were having a hard time even calling the information for where exactly he was. Now the problem is they've got the bomb site but nowhere to go. They're somehow stuck on A, and you never really want that. They're fighting their way out though. Glaive and Dupree both going down. That is huge for them because they're actually in a lot of trouble right here. Now it's a 2-on-3 instead. Magisk with the Molotov coming up at catwalk. Maybe they could do something, but it's going to have to be lightning fast.
Yeah, this is a really scrappy hold for Evil Geniuses. Tarek going to take out Magisk, and it's just Zipnix, and he's got to back away. He's not going to be let out. Tarek and Cirque, as you mentioned, trapped in the A bomb site. You have to really fight hard to win a round like that because I thought Astralis had done enough. Device with those kills ensures that Evil Geniuses have to commit more bodies to the bomb site. They can't just leave one on catwalk to watch the flank. So actually, I think it was Dupree and Magisk were there pretty quick with the flank, but the fact that Cirque gets the kills, Tarek actually pushes out more towards the corner, towards what we call Gandalf, and is able to find some of those frags. That's a very nice hold from EG.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things that, you know, we talked about just losing the round to the USPs, but that should be really encouraging. That's hard to win one of those rounds when you don't have long or catwalk control. Now they take down Sip over at long, a Device scrambling back. This is a double up investment into the round for Astralis. If they lose this one, they're actually in a fair bit of trouble, and maybe EG could be off to a flying start in spite of a little bump in the road.
Yeah, but look at how mobile this defense is being. Look at how much they're shifting on the map. I mean, all 4 players eventually over at that 8 bomb site, and EG's got to be careful. They might think it's a save because Zipnix only had the P250. They didn't really hear any kind of weaponry, so they have to be very cautious. I think they've heard Device. I think he's since shot... Actually, no, excuse me. He hasn't shot anything. So they're still not aware of this double op. The nice thing is Glaive on catwalk with 1 AWP, Device in the A bomb site, so I think Astralis is just running that gamble, saying if you come A, we've got our weapons here. If not, it doesn't really matter.
And he actually loses the fight to Tarek long range, so right position, right idea, I guess. Molotov into the corner there for Magisk. If it, so yeah, he gets forced out immediately. Ethan with a very safe play and just essentially gone fishing with that Molotov, and it works out brilliantly.
This has been a sick round for EG. They're not taking any liberties. They're being so cautious, still making sure they go through all the protocols of clearing out the corners, and 5-on-2 in a round where, as you mentioned, Astralis investing into the double op. Glaive can still maybe be an obstacle, but Cirque was ready, and they're all closing in on Dupree, so no guns will be saved by Astralis. Dupree, only a matter of time before he goes down, and that is a very clean and comprehensive win for EG.
Yeah, they're going to be excited about this turn of events. 4-2 in their favor. Especially, like I said, there is a version of Astralis where if you lose one of those rounds, this is the fight. I mean, good job on Tarek. But yeah, if you lose one of those fights to USPs early on in the game, then, you know, 10 rounds later after having lost, you know, a bunch of rounds, you're going to be thinking, man, if we only could have won that round, maybe this wouldn't have been so bad. EG did lose that round, but then they still turned it around in a great fashion. So you've got to appreciate that.
Oh, you've got to admire it. I mean, that takes the sting out of that loss as well. The fact that you get right back onto the winning ways. Like if you had gone on like to lose like 3, then you can start getting frustrated. But they've recovered so nicely from that hiccup. Small tech pause coming out from Astralis, replacing a headset, I believe, is what I read.
We do want functional headsets. That's key in many ways. So I guess we'll allow it.
Well, we have some time, so we didn't get to do our normal "How's your day, Ben?"
Well, my day's been fantastic. So I went for a walk along the river here in Cologne.
Okay.
And with you know with my son and everything, and it was a great time. And we found a playground as well, which you know, which is also good fun.
Playgrounds are lovely.
Yeah, it was like it was a playground that even adults could participate in. They had like a huge sort of like rope climbing tower.
Oh yeah. Did you climb it?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. You made it all the way to the top?
Yeah, it's one of the things that's possible now that I've actually, you know, like after the weight loss, that seems like not a, you know, potentially lethal endeavor. So
yeah, right.
I had a great time. Yeah, I was. I'm exploring all the sides of Cologne that I've never seen before, but
Cologne has a certain charm to it, and you get to spend some significant time here. I feel like it's one of those cities you can't appreciate over the course of a weekend.
No, you need to be here.
For Breeze, he's going to win that, and even blind, he just takes the shot. Doesn't connect a whole lot, but again, I mean, just this default setup from EG, the individual skill shining. Tarek with another kill as well. And another full investment from the Astralis side.
What do we make of that? Well, normally we praise the people of Denmark for their ability to manage the economy and save a couple of rifles and, you know, make you know, clever decisions like that. Now they're just so all double up and forcing into the next round. And
I feel like, I mean, it might not pan out this way, and this is me giving a lot of respect over to Astralis. But I think, one, you have a team that is going to be so comfortable and confident, like having to come back from, you know, a 2-5 deficit if they lose this round. But also it feels like maybe these last 2 rounds, like they figured one of them would catch EG off guard, right? Like the double op purchase in the last round. They were like, there's no way they expect us to have 2 ops. And now in this round, the investment in some of the utility and some of the weapons, thinking maybe we can catch them off with an SMG or the Scout or something along those lines. Obviously not panning out the way they would like it to, but again, like, can you fault them for having confidence in being able to come back from the scoreline? It's still very early on in the half.
I guess that's the one thing is that, you know, early on, yeah, there's still a chance they could turn it around. They might backfire pretty heavily on them as well. Dupree, oh no, that's a grenade at his own feet.
Well, he's just fortunate he didn't blow himself up.
I'm not gonna lie, I was rooting for that to happen.
I was
Inside
too.
of my own mind, I was thinking...
I was like, please don't use the Krieg. Just shoot him with a Glock, like in the knee, once.
Just a single time. Just because it would be funny. You know, something against Dupree. It's a very lovely person.
I think even he would find it funny, actually.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why he's so cool, isn't it? Round number 8, and Evil Genius is off to a flying start. You know, I won't lie either. It does make me happy that EG is in Counter-Strike. Like, there's something that's cool about that. So
yeah, I still remember. I mean, this is going to show my age a little bit, but I still remember playing against the old Canadian lineups of EG, like back in 2002, when they weren't even actually like an organization.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point when they became this big monstrosity of an esports org that has this kind of a rep and their Dota 2 presence and all the presence across the games. And I was like, when the hell did EG become this like esports powerhouse? I was like, this was just a bunch of nerdy kids from Canada back in the day. Like, what's going on here?
Isn't that like the it's the power of esports, isn't it? Nerdy kids from Canada suddenly taking over the world. Like it.
They used to have one of the best players in North American Counter-Strike history used to play for them. Stevenson, Bloodshot. The Sword of Stevenson is a nice little frag movie you can check out.
Now we're really
rolling back gears.
Yeah, that's something. I like it though. We need to remember that history too. That's important. Sip and Dupree with the Deagle and a USP. Well, the Deagle's gone, so, and patiently waiting there. Nobody going down, and in fact, EG are rich, not just the org, but the players in the server as well.
Yeah.
Got all the money.
And probably outside the server, you know? Nice
They're doing fantastically well.
Yeah, there's no complaints of any of these.
More power to them.
Yeah, congratulations.
Now, Astralis, on the other hand, I mean, they've had to break the piggy bank, haven't they, to get into this round?
Yeah, they've had to really reach for it. They're checking the couch for all the quarters and all the coins and everything like that. And I mean, it's still it's a solid buy. But they need to get going pretty soon here. EG is starting to really extend this lead, and a lot of space again being given up towards Catwalk. Nice shot from Device with the op. Stanislaus trying to get clever. That was the long presence, the only long presence. Tarek, Breeze, and Ethan are going to pick up the pace towards Catwalk. That's their signal, but they need more flashbangs. That's too easy for Device. Not enough utility, and there's none to actually cross this. And Breeze, it looks like the only way is Breeze or Cirque to challenge against Device, who's holding the angle, and that cannot be too confidence-inspiring.
No, how do you even do that? And especially now that it's taken so long, you know more people are going to be rotating in. Again, you get the bomb down, but you're now stuck on the bomb site. Device will pick up one more kill, third to add to it in the round. And Ethan trying to make a play, don't really blame him. I mean, if you get a weird double kill, maybe there's a chance.
Save.
But now it's Cirque. Yeah, he should have probably done that. He goes down, and Astralis find a flawless round. It seemed to me like, because Device gets the kill on long, and I think Sip fired that M4. So do the rest of EG just think, okay, fine, 2 on long, let's rush Catwalk?
Yeah, maybe it's just 1. Or maybe they had some intel in mid. Maybe someone had made contact and you know, passed over the intel. But I think that is the thing. They're just like, okay, we have maybe like a 3-second window where we can take advantage of the fact that only 1 player's here. Or if Device is slow to rotate back, those flashbangs are going to hit him a little bit harder if he tries to get involved too quickly in the action. So
yeah,
obviously didn't pan out that way. 6-3. And I think the real tough part for EG with that kind of a loss is all 5 players from Astralis survive, and they're able to pick up a second AWP for free. That goes on to Dupree. They pick it up off Cirque. So you have a free double up setup, and you have money building up already if you're Astralis.
Yeah, that is annoying, because otherwise they were doing a great job of controlling the economy for the defensive side. Also, Krieg being stolen on Magisk, and he is a monster with that weapon. I'm
wondering when EG is going to have to, when Stanislaus is going to call to switch out of this kind of default setup, especially against a double up. I think maybe if they lose 1 more, but it's going to be so much tougher for them to really take advantage and pick apart this defense the way they have been in the previous few rounds that they were winning with this kind of a spread. And those ops, this is where they just really shine. When you start getting people spread out, when you start getting, you know, 1 person watching mid, 1 person watching Catwalk, 1 person watching upper B, the ops get their free opportunities to just whittle you down, and you're seeing it here. Not enough utility, not enough teamwork being used to force these oppers away from the deep peaks. And EG's paying for it.
I'm pretty sure Breeze he heard the dink through the wall. So he thought, all right, maybe I can catch him. And then when he goes to the peak, it's not even the same player. It's the orb waiting on the corner. Doesn't seem reasonable. Dupree up in the window. Hard position to clear. Tarek trying his best, but not going to make that one work. And yeah, even the Molotov reading all of it very well at the moment, getting the information about Stan coming up for the middle, and he's going to get shot in the back. So last one was a flawless round. This one looking likely that it will be too. Unless somebody finds him.
It's going to start eating into the money as well for EG as they continuously rebuy. I think this is where maybe a timeout, maybe you discuss something of how you want to play against the double op, but I don't think we'll see them spread out across the map. I think this next round will be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more power to it, but Astralis up to their 4th round in this opening half.
Yeah, and that's a nice little comeback into the game early on. Like we said, some of those early buys that they went through looked maybe a bit questionable, but they're clawing their way back in, and it's still early days, obviously. That was, I think, Dupree setting himself up with a flashbang to actually go for that fight in middle, the first one to take down Cirque. So even that was a cool little detail. But now we got 3 Creeks, 2 AWPs. That is an absolute nightmare.
That is the nightmare defensive setup, isn't it, to have to go against?
How's your day been here in Cologne? Have you been having a good time?
Yeah, my day today was fantastic, actually. I woke up and the first thing I did was go to a massage parlor, and I had a nice Thai hot stone massage.
Hot stuff. I have not tried that, but was it worth it? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, it was an hour. It was about 40 minutes of just being like the average okay experience, and then right at the end, they like...
Hold on.
They stretch you and they crack. They like everything, like your shoulder, your neck, it all just cracks, and you're like, oh, that all of a sudden turned fantastic right at the end.
All right. Give it a go one day. I don't know how he got that timing, but Tarek is not going to be loving it at all. Man, he just... I don't know. It would have been cool. He could have caught such a big distraction, but now instead, they might be ready for this over at the B bomb side. Smoke, oh, a bit of a missed opportunity, and actually, weirdly, Astralis are stacked on top of each other inside of this bomb side. That's not exactly great. Meg is still getting 2 big kills, and still with a man lead here for the Astralis side, but that actually could have backfired for the Danes.
Yeah, they weren't ready for that whatsoever. Even with Tara kind of sacrificing himself just for the effort of creating a distraction, overexposed. A lot of this is on Cirque. He needs to catch Glaive. Will he have the awareness? He's peeking towards lower B. There's the peek up, and he's got it. He nails Glaive. 2-on-2. They're going to try and take advantage, but look at the switch. The change of positioning, and Cirque is getting into the bomb site with the AWP. Molotov out is going to restrict his movement, but now using the smoke like a ninja.
And with a sniper rifle inside close range, they might never expect this. They certainly don't. Sip goes down. What a great play here from Cirque. In upper to catch the flank and then pushing out. Missed shot from both players, but time is simply running out here in the USP. He'll get the kill, but there is no more time left. Huge win here for EG. 7th round on the board. And that is... I actually think he wanted to fall back behind the box there, but the Molotov came in and was like, I'll just hide inside the smoke then.
Absolutely restricted where he could go. That was like the most safety he saw. And I mean, actually, a little bit of bloodthirst at the end there for Cirque as well, really trying to commit to that kill against Device. And he's lost the op. He's lost the AWP, so they can rebuy it. He's got the money, but it is going to chew into that bank just a little bit more. Still a nice victory for EG. Nice contact play behind the smoke. And again, counter the double op setup. Just power your way into a bomb site, force some of those AWPs to retake. And you're exactly right. There was a miscue from that Astralis defense. Magisk and Dupree inside of B. Both of them trapped in the same position inside of the bomb site. They weren't prepared for that hit whatsoever.
Glaive and Sip on 2 and 3 kills respectively, which is uncommon. And that's a fantastic peek from Cirque. Now, looks like they want to follow through. The bomb's on the other side. They've got the B control, and what could Astralis even do here? Unless they find a kill in transit, it's not even worth it.
I was going to say, the only other option is to read the play and go in towards lower B, but there's no way you can read the fact that the bomb isn't even close by. So Ethan was going to help him anyways. Oh, what a shot from Breeze. He can take so many weapons away, but Device has the angle now, and that should be the signal. Once you see Device, you hear that up firing at the B bomb site, and then you just say, okay, he's over at long A. Just plant the bomb. They're saving.
That's a great call. There are obviously, we've seen sort of the default strats coming out from EG where they just spread out and they try and get some information, but having the ability and having somebody like Cirque on the team who can wedge an opening in like that, it's so important.
Also against someone like Magisk, who I think we give him a lot of credit for some of the different positions he plays. I think he's one of the better B defenders we have on this map as well. He's a very solid anchor player on the CT side. Obviously, the one we talk about the most is him playing in Pit on Inferno, but I think he's very, very good in this B bomb side on Dust2 as well, and Cirque just able to get a freebie.
Yeah, and it was very patient. I mean, they even had the backup there in case somebody peeked close. It was like... It's just a cool little skirmish. And you can even tell, because the bomb was on the other side, you even know to some extent that the entire strategy wasn't revolving around that. I bet if they missed that shot, they just fall back. They just say, that's it. You know, like,
you had your one chance.
Yeah, but then when it works, brilliant. And that's, again, I think, just to go back to the theme we were visiting earlier about how much do you want to respect Astralis when you play them, well, actually, you do kind of want to pretend like, yeah, we can just do this even though they are, such a good team. And they're trying a little bit more. Maybe Dupree saw that coming. Yeah,
I mean, Astralis learns quick, right? Like it's going to be tough to get a shot like that off twice. Dupree taking the mantle, and oh, Tarek, he does get the ult, but he takes a lot of damage. That spam coming through has got to be nerve-wracking. Gonna go for one more, and he's somehow just barely jumping, and
oh god,
that's right at the box. He was on point, but
why is everybody participating in this game?
That is the worst lottery you can participate in.
It truly is.
But you play it all the time. When you're actually playing the game, you're like, yeah, this is the time where I spam the smoke and get a kill.
Yeah, but it's because it's cool, isn't it? I'm also not playing for this much money. I might adjust my style ever so slightly if we were. Dupree.
He's only got 3 shots, Anders, too. He's got to be very careful. 1 shot left, and won't be able to support his teammate. He's got to reload now. Magisk is all on his own. It's taking so much time, and Dupree gets oh! That might have saved the day. Nice shot from Device, and Tarek, you've got to go back for more. Device with a double kill and a stunning first shot. I think he bails Dupree out of maybe getting a bit overeager with that spam.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That looked brutal, didn't it? That jump past, and that was Breeze as well, who's been playing so well.
Well, and also remember too, EG won, you know, a post plant in that B bomb site in a 2-on-3 anyways. That was going to be about to be the exact same scenario. This time Device just shuts it down before it can begin.
3 people crossing over at long. He definitely saw that Device, but doesn't want to stick around in the corner. Glaive going to be also slowly falling back over there, but actually sticks around at long for a little bit longer than I don't know, I would like. Look at the push into upper dark, though.
I love this call from Astralis as well. Just because, remember, EG has really aggressively attacked that B bomb site these past 2 rounds, found a pick and found a 1 round off of it, and now you just say, okay, we stopped you. So the likelihood of you coming here, let's just go test it. Let's just go see what we can get. And now they have so much information. They're going to have a fast flank on Catwalk. Stanizon might not even be able to make it to help them get into this A-bomb site. Yeah, he's dead. Magisk has found him, no idea. And now if you're the long players for EG, you know you're in trouble. You know they have the perfect idea of what's coming.
Oh, wow, the spam through the smoke, knocking out the boosting player there in Sip. That's actually kind of huge. Still, they're in trouble, but at least they've got Cirque down at long, which means Ethan and Breeze only have 2 angles really to worry about, Catwalk and CT spawn. And Cirque has a Molotov left. Now, there are 3 smokes in play on the Astralis side, so I don't actually think that will matter in the defuse scenario. But let's get there first. Ethan, oh, it's Breeze instead, taking down Glaive. The flashbang didn't do enough there. Magisk with 1 in return, and now Ethan alone on the bomb site, supported by Cirque down there, but he doesn't have the angle for it. He's gonna get the kill on Magisk anyway. Now, can he actually stop the defuse? There's so much smoke happening up there, and Dupree will win the fight against him, and the round will go to Astralis, but it was close, especially when you think about how much information Astralis had early in that round.
I really like the way Astralis retook that bomb site. Throw the flashbang, throw the smoke to let Glaive go up on his own and kind of not, I mean, he dies for free, right? But he got the information of where Breeze was. He knew where the second player was. Then the follow-up utility for the real portion of the retake comes in, and that's just very, very powerful. And again, another situation, you can see EG after the plant in this A bomb site, just there's not a whole lot of places for you to go. There's already a player flanking up Catwalk. That was Magisk, who pushed into Upper Dark right at the start of the round. And he was very restricted on where you could go. And finally, Astralis has done it. We talked about EG being rich just a while back. They've finally taken all the money away from them. And it's the last round of the half, so it doesn't have like the biggest impact in the world, but it definitely gives you an advantage to get up to 7. And that was one of the big keys we pointed out early on with some of those, you know, head-scratching buys from Astralis, the really aggressive buys early on, was this is a team that's going to have confidence coming back from, what, 2-5 or 2-6 or whatever it was. I mean, they've gone on a 4-2 run in that time.
Yeah, so confidence not misplaced at all. 15th round, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, Mac 10s, Galils, 1 Creek on Cirque. It'd be a real steal if they could somehow make that work. I think 8-7 is a great scoreline for Astralis, honestly. I think EG's been doing a fantastic job. I just think Astralis are going to be very hard to deal with once they go to the T side as well. So 9-6, I'd say. At least you've got more of a buffer. I suspect EG are going to need it.
Well, they're going to need to go away from the B bomb site. 3 players stacked there for the defense. Device, if they can flash him off this angle and not take any losses. There's the Molotov, forces him back, forces him into exposure. No flashbang comes out. They only have 1. I guess they wanted to save that as much as possible for actually taking the bomb site, but Tarek's going to be out of the fight.
Well, if he's holding close to the corner, right, that Molotov will probably make him run back. But he was actually holding a bit further back already, so all he had to do was back up like 1 or 2 steps, and he was out of the range of the Molotov, which, that's pretty big. And now jumping down 2, and actually the spray through is so overpowering. Ethan getting a kill, but It's kind of unfolded already. Device taking him down through the half wall. Breeze gone, and Ethan will follow soon after. A quick triple for Device to finish the half, and an 8-7 scoreline, barely in favor of EG at the first half. That is not bad at all. We'll see how it goes in the second half, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great comeback from the Astralis side of things. You have to be very proud about that. Regardless, I mean, if you're EG, you have to be super pleased about that. You've Breeze with 16 kills. Sork had some good rounds with the AWP. Going to be a tough time for them in the second half, though. And yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. So we're heading to a break, and we'll be right back.
No pulse and all alone. Time's not kind and it won't let go. No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black as the soul in me and the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half coming up now between EG and Astralis on Dust2 here at ESL One New York. And, well, I don't know, it's been a very even game, obviously. The scoreline will you know, pretty much reveal that. I don't know. I still think Astralis are in a pretty good position, I'm not going to lie. I think they have a good chance of making a comeback in this game and winning it.
Yeah, well, especially when you consider, again, I mean, the comeback that they had was great in that first half, even just to make the scoreline this close, and they're very, very good on Dust2. So they shouldn't be feeling worried whatsoever. EG probably not feeling worried at all themselves, although I guess I would generally just feel nervous playing against Astralis myself. So I don't know, it's hard to relate.
I feel like that's what they've shown us so far, is that they're just putting that out of their minds. They don't even care about it.
Yeah.
a smoke and a lot of flashbangs could definitely be a block towards B, and then they all have Glocks, right? So they don't really want long-range fights. And actually, look at this beautiful push coming out from EG. There was a bit of a jump. No, they didn't see it. I was wondering. Tarek with a big double, and now it's definitely time to fall back. What a fantastic beginning of the round.
And look how centralized they all are in mid as well. Dupree's out here with the bomb if he gets peeked. Now, they have just gone back to the B bomb site with the flashbang just to clear things out, just to make sure there's no contact play. But Dupree is in a lot of trouble if he goes down. Breeze is not going to be able to peek and trade. Tarek again adding a frag onto it. Trades across the board, but still a two-man advantage for EG.
What do you do at this point? If you're Astralis, at least you've got a bit of time left, but all of the fights now are going to be of this kind where you've just got that Glock coming up close. Tarek, one more headshot. He's got the quad kill now. And Sip, 1 versus 4.
Classic run to the other side of the map so he can't get an ace.
At least just, you know, don't give him the satisfaction, although, I don't know. Hard not to root for Tarek, and it's actually going to be denied anyway. Breeze will take him down, it's fine. I think they'll all accept it. 9-7 in favor of EG. And a great first round here for Tarek, obviously. That's Sip on 4 kills in the first half and Glaive on 3 kills in the first half.
No, which is really stellar considering the fact that they were even able to have it this close with those 2 players underperforming in that fashion. I think part of the reason that they're able to do that is because that defense seemed to be so centered around the double op setup. With Dupree and Device, especially Device, has 16 kills and 8 deaths. He was phenomenal on the defense. Smoke in towards the long cave. Couple players in there. Zip is boosted up to look for a push later on. But there's no reason for EG to be pushing and being aggressive to that extent just yet. And this seems to all revolve around Device with the scout, just kind of wandering around the map looking for a fight.
Yeah, he's not getting any right now, but if he does get one in the future, then you know maybe that could build something. Have to be some very, very fast headshots, and the lack of armor means he's probably going to die if he doesn't actually get that. Although Cirque has got a scout on the other side, so maybe that could be an interesting battle. No flashbangs, no nothing to set anything up here for Astralis, which is, I guess, a bit weird. There's the chance. He did put Cert down on 29. And now a Tarek and Breeze going to be tempted over at long. If they are, even the Glocks could do some damage here. Breeze with a early kill. Cirque does go down. I don't know.
Someone's got to get the railing. I think that's the big thing. Cirque not able to cross. Tarek has just gotten in that position. Zipnix has left long. He's going to fall with ease. And still spread across the map. Device with the scout now out mid, looking for someone to rotate down the ramp. They're going to try and attack the B bomb site. No smoke for this mid to B split if they want to go for it. I think they're just trusting Device's ability to actually cover them, and that no one will be able to rotate over from A. So, yeah, I mean, Astralis has found about as good of a tactic as they could to find progress on the site, but there's no entry, certainly from here. Device would have to hit something incredible. 4 players survive for EG. It's just the scout that falls, and a 3-round lead at 10-7.
I mean, you could see all along what sort of the plan was, but I think they would have loved it if EG would have been slightly more aggressive.
Yeah,
they could have had some more fights.
I think also the problem is if you don't have any flashbang or any smokes to set up Device, like you just have to sit there and go at his own pace. And obviously he's gonna, I mean, as he should, be as patient as possible and take his time. Ooh, that's a great tag.
Yeah, that's quite something.
Saw this a couple of times. Defense not clearing out this corner where Zipnix is, and they might get caught off guard again. Flashbang's coming over, but no one is even suspecting it. They think the Molotov held everyone back. I think Zipnix surely has got at least one here.
Oh, Smoke is going to be revealing his position at least, but now is there going to be backup? Flashbang, and nobody from his team really helping him out. In fact, they're all falling back. They might just use him as sort of a bit of a lurker over there.
Well, they know at this point that with that much attention, likely 2 defenders are stuck here at long, and that's exactly the case. So if you attack this A bomb site, Zipnix turns into a really powerful lurk.
And Tarek is over at the A ramp with an M4, so that's not bad, but he's got no grenades to hold anyone back, right? He can't actually slow them down. The fight starts and Sip will win the first one. He's down at 34, but I mean, maybe Cirque could win that. The M4 on the pit. He's just biding time, and that leaves Tarek alone. Good shot from Tarek to take down Dupree. That drops the bomb as well. 40 seconds now, and Cirque, he's just trying to be in 2 places at once. You could even actually admire that because he has to do something to help out Tarek, but That might not even have been enough here. Now a 3-on-3, and the bomb will definitely go down. And one smoke left on Circus. Stan cups up the catwalk to pick up the kill. Ethan's still alive from earlier, and they just have a perfect retake. What a surprise.
Yeah, they win that so quick. Nice flank from Stanislaw as well. That'll really apply pressure. We highlighted that a number of times in the first half, getting caught after the plant stuck inside the bomb site. And EG's going to have a solid lead at this point. 4 rounds, it's 11-7. And Astralis, everyone is, most players are sitting right below 4,000. So money and economy game being won by the defense as well. I like the way Cirque doing his best. I mean, you have to admire Zip, right? As soon as Cirque tries to trade off that kill, he hears the shot and he just sinks into the corner and he's like, all right, guys, like, there's only one player defending A. Cirque is here. He's in the pit. But you do admire Cirque rotating back, just taking 1 or 2 quick shots and then coming back knowing that it's going to lure Zipnix out of his position.
Yeah, he played that really well.
Yeah.
That was I don't know, that was very hard to have that kind of a fight. And if he, even just trying to give Tarek a moment of relief there, or shift some of the attention away, quite a good idea.
But also understanding to control long more than anything.
They're in a great position right now. And Astralis again starting, but they did this in the first half, but starting the second half now with not really an easy time at all. And sort of half buying into this round.
Well, they've got the device saving. He just has the deagle. He has 3,000 behind this, so he'll have the AWP in the next round. Magisk as well, with the losing bonus building up the way it is, especially if they get a plant. He'll be able to rebuy a rifle with some utility in the next round. He's going to step in front of that, and Sanazal seemed ready, but he still lost the fight. Oh, this one AK-47 could do it. It could be spectacular. Ethan's got to hold on with what he can. 1 kill for him, and Tarek can't transfer down. Didn't even realize Dupree was in position. No rifles picked up by the Astralis side. They do have Magisk AK-47 in there. Dupree has that now.
I think Glaive.
Yeah, and actually a second AK picked up.
Glaive is so deep in the map. I mean,
the bomb can't get out though. Breeze is flanking as well.
Yeah, I don't know who wins this right now. This is so hard to read. Surely Glaive now is going to be like, well, if no one's shown up yet, then probably they're not going to be here. Ethan throwing the flashbang and just actually looking for middle, so he even looks like he's kind of suspecting it. But that bomb, you're right. Oh, that smoke actually could help them at least a little bit. Molotov now on top, and EG not waiting any longer. Glaive a little bit late in the middle. He might not be here in time. Dupree doing an awesome job and getting a big double there towards the end. And he opened it up with the CC as well. 39 seconds on the clock, and Circus sneaking in. But Glaive is coming in from the same angle that he was just at. And that's very hard to read if you're Cirque. He's got a position for it, actually. They might not be able to immediately double team him because he can fall off that and fires the gun. And that's the go signal. Immediate headshot. Cirque with 1 more kill, and maybe he can steal this back, and he will get it as well. A triple. That is such a huge clutch. And EG now, surely that's going to be making everyone feel real good. You see them laughing as well.
Well, we just talked about how good of a situation he played at long previously, and in like his game sense and his feel for what he needed to pay attention to. That was a brilliant clutch. Because again, it felt like Astralis outplayed him with that patience. You could see how frustrated EG was just going for that retake a bit early because they never saw where the 3rd player was, so they just wanted to end things. But this position, when he gets up on the box, that kill right there, when he spots that shoulder peek and he drops down, it isolates that into a 1 versus 1. The player in the site had no vision, no way of helping Glaive out. That is a really, really clever piece of movement inside of in a 1 versus 2.
It's great to see, and what a different scenario would have been if the bomb had actually been able to cross the first time around, and the bomb would have, you know, they would have had to work against that timer. But Astralis finding no luck at all in that sense. 7-12 now. Still the first map, of course, but fantastic start for EG. They don't have that much money built up on the defensive side, so they still got to keep grinding it out, I guess.
That's one saving grace for Astralis, is that they have brought this money low. So this 5-round gap between the 2 teams can disappear pretty quickly. But Astralis do need to finally win 1. They have not put a T round on the board. As soon as they do, though, and the money's taken away, it should be an easier time of things. And then all of a sudden the pressure is on EG to stop any kind of momentum building. See if they can get there. Glaive gonna lead the way. Spots 1 in the doors. That's an entry kill. There is a player up in the rafters, and I think he might just clear it. No, he turns around at the last second. And now Stanislaw, he has a decision to make. Where exactly does he head? And Zipnik's, the timing's not there. That's going to be frustrating. And Stanislaw's going to know he can hear the footsteps inside of the B bomb site, and he'll wait patiently for his teammates. They've got a decent amount of utility, and they've got 2 kits to work with.
Wow, what a shocking turn of events there. Sip just absolutely out-timed over at long, and suddenly they're in a bad position. Tarek is going to get that kill on device. They wanted to be proactive because they're in a 2-on-4, so somebody has to do something, and now it's Magisk. 1 versus 4. Quick double, outrageous, taking down Tarek and Breeze, but surely there's nothing more left. They're both right on the other side, and he's playing inside of the doorway, sneaking out as the smoke fades, trying to get that spray. He picks up 1 more, and I can't believe it. Now Stan is inside. He taps the bomb, but Meg is calling the fake, and he finally goes down. But, oh, he picks up a kit as well. He's back inside. There's barely going to be enough time. This would have been such an incredible clutch, and he almost did it. But EG steal it away. That is mental, isn't it?
Fair play to Magisk. I cannot believe that. And importantly as well, that was going to be the breathing room that EG needed. That was going to be them surviving with like 4 players, or maybe at least 3. Maybe Magisk gets 1, and all of a sudden they can feel much more comfortable about their economy. That's Magisk ensuring that they're just constantly on the reset. They're constantly still backs against the ropes with their money. That 1 loss is going to ruin everything for them. So that's actually huge implication. Even if he doesn't win it, Magisk, that damage he does at the end is massive. It still gives Astralis some kind of opportunity, window of opportunity to get back into this map.
Well, that would have been, I mean, certainly so far the clutch of the tournament. It may have even gone slightly beyond that. 7-13, sorry. So it's a 6-round lead now for EG. And Astralis, I think they just have to be thinking about the economy now still. Just saying, you know what? If we crush them, then we're back in the economic lead. They have to save maybe once, maybe twice, and
well, also, I mean, with the losing bonus at its maximum, and then all the plants as well, you can just buy every single round, right? So you do have to just kind of say in your head, our best way back into this is resetting their money situation. Even if they didn't have this strong of a buy, I think they'd be going for it just because they know it's right on the cusp.
Strong save from Stanislaw in that last round, though, as well. Got to give some credit to him for that.
And remember, Cirque before that was, what, a 1 versus 3 that he's able to win? So, oh, that's an odd way to peek middle. It's going to work out for Glaive. I think Ethan's got to be confused, and now Stanislaw has no idea what's happening. And EG, they must save. The AWP and the 2 M4s, they're not even going to budge.
What do we call that? The fireman peak?
Oh, that's not bad.
That was surely not planned.
It looked planned. I think that was planned.
Is this we just talked about how the team sometimes gives Astralis more credit than they should. Are we doing the same thing now?
It's very possible.
It's like maybe he just fumbled the grenade. We're like, that's very smart. It's very clever. He's just gone to the next level.
No,
it can't.
He has evolved to the next stage.
The strategy can't be to throw a grenade at your own feet and then peek into it.
Well, it's the Molotov, right? So I think he drops it, and you have like, I guess, like maybe like a 1-second buffer before it really starts to do a decent amount of damage, and you just kind of that 1 sec. I don't know. I'd like to give them that much credit.
Sedicust, sideline reporter, get on that mission for us. We need to know. We need right to find Glaive and ask him about that exact thing.
I think it was planned. I don't know if it helped.
Listen, I don't even care if it helps or not. Just if that was an idea that he wanted to test at a tournament of this caliber, then I don't know.
I mean, the only other option is he thought it was going to be a flashbang or something, right? Ooh, Zip, and he's actually locked out by the Molotov, but it's okay. Backup is blind. Breeze and Tarek are just going to retreat from that fight. And another man advantage. Astralis has, about 2 rounds, they've really picked up the aggression on some of their entry attempts. Zipnix and obviously Glaive previously that we just discussed.
Yeah, that was the 6th kill for Sip, but what a fantastic kill it was. Now, Cirque, this could have, in any other round, this could have been such a powerful position, especially as they're rotating into B, but they're all taking a long way around. If any one of them had gone to just even check lower dark, probably it's a 4-on-4 almost immediately. So, I don't know, EG... It might even make sense for them to save the rifles, considering the money.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense for them to save the rifles. And I was actually waiting for that call to come out. It just did right now, and they just barely get away. Just a little bit later, and they would have been in some trouble. The question now becomes, how much does Astralis want to hunt these down? How much are they going to commit to trying to find these? Because Stanislaus trapped, and I think he's telling his teammates, like, forget about me. You know, you can't do anything. Just get yourselves out and look at the SWAT team play. Oh, he's got into position. They have no idea. He could have had at least one. An honorable death. Fighting to the last.
If you put the right music to that little moment there, you could make a really, really good movie out of it, couldn't you? He boosted his teammate up, but then he was left on the low ground with no one to help him, and then they take one last stare at each other, and then he goes to war. Great follow-up from Breeze and cleaning up some of these rifles, but I don't think Astralis care. They just want all of it, and they'll get all of it. A Dupree with the triple at the end, and now 13-9, and actually clearing up those rifles is huge, isn't it? This is so weird. Look at all of the top Astralis, all 17 kills on Device, Magisk, and Dupree. So that much is working. Can somebody make me that clip with, like, sad, you know...
Someone's going to put Titanic music, you know?
Titanic music, yeah.
Where he boosts them all up, and then he goes to get away, and...
There's no space on the little raft or whatever it is.
Yeah, Tarek's up top just saying, never let go, Stan.
Yeah, heartbreaking moment, isn't it? But also
I laughed
cool.
a little bit.
Well, now we've got a Susan play on Tarek. And a flashbang. Flashbang to set up for a Zeus kill.
Tarek's one of the early pioneers of the Zeus.
Early adopters, first mover, invested into it heavily.
It was the first sign of the Tarek era coming into effect.
I forgot about that. 23rd round. And, I mean, Astralis had a freaky round that they won with USPs. If EG has one now, then surely that's the map.
Yeah, this late in, but Glave's not letting that happen. Oh, actually, Ethan coming through the smoke, taking a bit of a risk, getting the AK-47, and oh, here's the Zeus. Tarek, give it to us. Oh, he's gone low. He needed to go high, and he was way too far away. It is the unfortunate nature of the Zeus, where, like, your brain doesn't really recognize fast enough that he's too far off. Like, you're like, I have one chance at this. And you turn the corner and you see your target, and you can't stop your finger from pressing the button.
What if they made it so that, because obviously for good reasons, it can't be the type of taser that actually fires the pins at range to like immobilize people. That would never work in Counter-Strike. But what if it's just like a regular taser where you can hold it in for a long time and you could run at people, but they'd hear like the sound of it buzzing?
Oh, so you have to get close and you just zap them?
That'd be horrifying.
Yeah, but is it like, do you have to hold it like for like 3 seconds on a target, or is it just...
Yeah, maybe if they have teammates, they can like interrupt it and save him, but otherwise, yeah.
But if they get too close, it spreads and they all get immobilized?
If they stand in water, yeah, you can sap the water. I don't know. Listen, I take it all back.
Horrible ideas with Anders. We mentioned this the other day. You're an ideas person. They don't all pan out.
Yeah,
they're not all even really worth conversing about.
The strategy is to have a lot of them, and then you're just playing a numbers game at that point in time, yeah.
13-10, but Astralis mounting a comeback. Another small buy for the EG side. Ooh, double tag on a Magisk. He's down to 11 very early on, and EG trying to stop this 3-round streak from the Astralis offense.
And again, if they could do it with just pistols, that's 3 tags from Cirque. Surely soon that'll result in a kill, or even if they're just so low on health that the pistols could do something. Actually, this is...
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
You want to get hyped up. You're ready.
I'm kind of feeling it.
Well, Astralis is about to double smoke long, and they're going to cross. Now, that smoke, they're going to hope for, I would imagine, some counter utility to come through, and when they don't see any, it's just open the floodgates. There is a gap.
Wait.
A rare gap in that smoke.
That's a sneaky kill, though, and that's a really big problem. You need your members to stay alive here when you've only got pistols. Glaive is hunting them down. The scout is no more. The hype is all for nothing.
Glaive is playing this T-half. Like, I know he had a quiet first half. We talked about his score. He's only at, what, 9 kills? So I think he was one of the players that like 4 or 3 at halftime or something like that. But this T-half, he's been spectacular. He's found a number of entries, a number of kills in mid. Now he just bails them out of a really tough spot-up position that could have been dangerous for Astralis.
Well, that is, I mean, we've been mentioning this many times in the past, but that's kind of a test of what it means to be a tier 1 player at, not just in Astralis, but generally speaking, is if you can have some of those, you know, bad halves or sometimes even whole maps that aren't good, and then still find a way to stay relevant, still find a way to do something. Sip had that one round where he opened up long with a quick kill of the Krieg. It's little things like that. You don't mentally sort of give up. You just keep fighting for it, and suddenly you'll have your moment where you're the guy to make the big difference. So fair play to both Glaive and Sip for not really not really bowing out of the game here. And 11-13 now, so it's kind of anybody's game.
Small note, just a really good end of the round sequence from Tarek, saving that scout, grabbing one more kill on the exit, forcing Dupree to blow up with a bomb, and picking up a free Krieg in the process. So, I mean, down the stretch, you know, we all know a number of times economy is sometimes the biggest factor of what you can buy, what you can have. The fact that Tarek's able to get a free gun out of this might be, you know, the difference between having an op in one of these later rounds and not having an AWP. And actually, I think we're going to watch EG switch into a double op. I believe that's the first time they've done it in this half.
Yeah, in spite of the fact that they probably had the money for it, they were winning without it, so why even go for it? Now, under a bit more pressure. But you're right about Tarek. Putting that peanut brain to use.
Really good use.
Now over at Evil Geniuses. Sort of, there's something...
EG strikes me as the kind of org that could really capitalize on that reputation.
I hope they do. I think there's a lot of amazing branding to be done on that front. Happily supported. Oh, nice shot. And Ethan with the follow-up, taking down Device. That is a great start. And Ethan, maybe not usually known for AWPing, but certainly doing a remarkable job in this round. And he's been playing good enough. That was his 15th kill right there. But again, not way at the top, but finding a way late in the game here to have a huge impact. And
this is scary, though. We talked about Glaive, how good he'd been playing. Tarek had no idea he was out. He found a perfect timing to lurk. And even with advantages in this round for EG, it's a 4-on-2. This can get dicey. This could actually, especially with Zipniks involved in the action. Yeah, these are the two lowest fraggers for Astralis, the guys who have been a bit more quiet, but you don't never want Zipniks in a post-plant situation. And look at all the utility that Glaive has as well. Oof. This is secretly dangerous, Anders.
Yeah, 2 versus 4 doesn't seem like that much, but I think you could be right. They're taking a long time. They're waiting for that smoke over at Catwalk still. Nobody going to be coming through CT spawn, and Breeze is just waiting for his teammates to tell him now is the time, walking into it. That's a beautiful shot with the Krieg, and Glaive in a lot of trouble now. There's low on time though, and Glaive, could he just play for the time? Almost. They line up for him. They're coming around the corner and they just run him down, but they've run out of time. They don't have the defuse kit. What an outrageous win. 2-on-4. And Astralis, they've got away with some big ones in this game.
You need to be, I feel like it's tough with that smoke, the utility that Glaive had on Catwalk. You can see Zada calming everyone down. But in a 4-on-2, it feels like you can be a bit more brute force. You can be a little bit more, you know, flex your muscles a little bit to get back into that bomb site earlier. Give yourself the time, especially considering this is what, a 4-on-2 overall. That's actually, excuse me, a 5-on-2. They end up losing all to that lurk play from Glaive.
And then what, a 1 versus 4 at the end even for Glaive?
Yeah, good point.
Ouch. That plus the USP round.
Yeah, there's been a lot of disasters now starting to add up for this EG side, just right at the end. Right at the end of this map, really falling flat. Another buy, Cirque has the AWP and rifles on the board, but all the entries, it just seems to have shifted. All the opening kills seem to be going the way of Astralis, and no one from EG can recover. And again, just a walk into that B bomb site, and there's nothing EG can do. Tarek, Cirque, and Breeze gonna back off, and Astralis has tied things up. On the back of a 6-round streak, all 6 rounds they've been able to get into a bomb site and get a plant and win by explosion. And one more time, you have to imagine, with the money that Astralis has built up, they're going to hunt these down.
Well, Glaive and Device they're already sort of defining the perimeter of where that hunt can happen, right? They're saying, well, I'm a Catwalk, I'm out long, or T-spawn, so we know they're going to be here somewhere. And as soon as the bomb goes down, only Meg is going to be really hanging around, making sure there aren't anyone left on the bomb side, any weird shenanigans like that. But ultimately, yeah, why not hunt the rifles? Why not try and do it? If you can get these away, you might even just buy a 14th round almost free. Good kill for Cirque, though. He walks right into the shot, and that's the AWP gone for EG. So already worth it at this rate. Glaive Trying to cause a bit of a distraction. Magus coming in from the other side, and ooh, he's gonna land that headshot immediately. Tarek out of it, and now Breeze wishing the round would just end, and it finally does, but that is still so worth it. For Astralis' point of view, all tied up at 13-13.
Well, now we'll see. I mean, you can't call this EG team inexperienced in any way, but we'll see if they've yet gotten to that point where they can stop this level of momentum from growing. It feels like it's gotten to that critical mass. 6 rounds straight for Astralis to tie things up. And at some point, EG is going to have to respond. Out towards long we go. May just knife out, getting there quickly. Creek, he's actually gonna pressure the corner, but they're all blind. What a sequence, great defense. Breeze and Tarek combining for 4 kills. Cirque actually added in with the AWP, and that's what you needed. That's how you shut it down. Good job from EG.
When you're the first guy out of that longhouse, and you know all your teammates are doing is throwing flashbangs to sort of hope that you're fully covered all the way through, but there was some kind of a gap, or somebody from EG, the first guy wasn't flashed, and the results are just devastating, aren't they?
Yeah, like, they really are. You can even see the second player, Zipnix, turn for that follow-up flashbang. I think part of it, too, is so many times you've watched Zipnix come out that long on this T side and just go towards, or I think it was actually, maybe not so many, but 2 or 3, where he just goes to that blue bin, right? And he plays it much, much differently, much less aggressive. And that has worked, you know, pretty well. That time it's a switch up in the tactic of how you want to attack that corner, and obviously doesn't pan out. Maybe not expecting 3 players on the defense to be there. But EG maintained that lead, and they finally stopped the streak, and they do it with, what, all 5 players surviving? So now no longer on the verge of being reset. They feel much more comfortable.
What a great return for EG. Again, it takes some of the pain out of losing that 2 versus 5 or the 1 versus 4, however you want to put it, but now they're back and they're close as well. 2 more rounds, and they'll be able to pick up map number 1 here against Astralis, and that would be great for them, obviously. Dupree trying the same with the flashbangs, and Breeze again there to stop it. And do they really want to commit to this one more time? It seems like a big risk at the moment. Ethan and Breeze with some kind of a crossfire. Actually, Breeze just going super aggressive out of the pit.
Using his own Molotov for cover. And actually, Zipnix takes a lot of damage, and I think Astralis realized, and wisely so, they just had to back off. Now, the one thing that's the one thing they gained off of so much, is knowing 3 players out towards long. May just taking a lot of liberty in middle, and here comes that hit. Ethan is in position. He can't stop it, but it looked like there might be a gap in that smoke.
Yeah, definitely feels like it. Yeah, they know it as well. So, oh, they still don't actually manage to make it past, so that's a bit of a shame. Stanislaw with a reaching out from beyond the grave to take down Glaive, and now even Breeze in T-spawn with the flank. Tarek, I mean, a kill here in the round is pretty much done, and he's really quick about it too. Follow-up headshot is fantastic, and now they're actually shutting down Astralis 15-13. And map point for Evil Geniuses. Yeah, that switch up to the long strategies for Astralis these past 2 rounds has been the backbreaker. They've had no success on those. They found entries, you know, when it was Zip sometimes lurking it. They found Glaive on catwalk and in mid, getting them entries as well on this T side. This massive duel of utility at the long corner just has not panned out these previous 2 rounds. So that's what's allowed EG to get back into this and be in 2 chances to close this one out. Also, the money for the Danes, very bruised. UMP gonna come out on Glaive. Indeed. They're gonna be light on nades, light on utility. Device only with 3,400, so no chance for the AWP. The fact that they went back to that same kind of a long execute makes you wonder if they had some sort of weakness that they were really confident about exploiting. Yeah, trying to prep for it, like trying to lead them up to it for the whole half. Something like that, yeah. And then it just doesn't really work. I was gonna say you could go for the triple down, but they're not doing that. They're gonna go back to Zip being the lurker, it looks like, but even he bails away from that. I think a Molotov got there, and Cirque with a pick in towards middle, and he wants more. Dupree right around the corner. You have Device and Zip coming to meet up with him, and Cirque's gonna have a chance. That's a great tag on Dupree, and poor Dupree wasn't even the one who jumped across. That's Zipnix who baited the shot into his teammate's body. Yeah, what do you say at that point in time? Thanks, bro. Damn it, Zip. Great start for EG in this round. Early kill, a lot of damage through the door. Cirque not afraid. He's kind of holding this angle, I think, in case they smoke off CT spawn. He's just ready to still fight them. And this looks like it's going to be a B hit. Now, they have a Molotov that they could throw towards Stanislav's position. If they do, that would be a fantastic opening. But when you have one grenade like that, it's a bit of a weird lottery. And look at Tarek trying to take all the attention away and make himself a little bit bigger, just trying to buy it away. And Tarek goes down, Stan in the corner, early with the flank out, but that's not going to be working. Glaive instead with a double entry. And now Cirque's even taking a bit of damage through the door here. Somehow, they may have actually done it. Dupree in the middle with the UMP, and I can't believe Astralis find a way back in this round.
Yeah, especially with two players really holding onto that B bomb site aggressively. Bree's going to try and clear this out, and he's got that kill. They can go for this. The bomb isn't planted just yet. Or they can at least see if they want to get any, or if they can get a kill to make it worthwhile. But with the double ops in hand, they're going to back away.
Yeah, they even had a fair bit of money to work with, right? So
I think they actually could go for this if they really wanted to. I don't think it would hurt so much if they lost all that, but fair play.
That's one of those rounds. I even totally understand why Tarek was trying to take up that much space.
Yeah.
But then he goes down and it almost looked like Stanislaw. I almost wonder at that point in time, what if he doesn't? Like, what if he just holds his breath?
Stays there and like waits for them to come to him. Yeah, he turned the corner and it felt like he couldn't really pick a target to finish off, right? He like sprayed one down halfway, the other one down just a little bit.
Sort of slightly hoping maybe that because they just fought Tarek, they weren't even ready for it, but that was not what they were looking for.
I feel like I've been in that position that Tarek was in so many times. Not the exact one, but where you like jump on top of a box and you can see over smoke and you're like, yeah, no one's going to expect this. I've got a little bit of smoke cover. It'll be like an easy kill. Someone's just going to walk into the crosshair and then bam, you're dead.
Instantly down. Yeah, it doesn't feel good. 15 to 14. 30th round coming up, so either a close and narrow victory for EG or overtime. We do love overtime, so.
Yeah, all the bonus rounds. Wonder what Astralis is going to call out of this. Long seems to be shut down these previous 3 rounds.
It would be cool if they called Long again, just, you know, say, you know what?
Either it works or it doesn't, but we're going to find out right now. All right, well, here we go. Round 30, a chance for EG to take the opening map of this series, or a chance for Astralis to force overtime. Ooh, a scout tag onto Stanislaw. That's coming from Device, and Cirque hasn't really peaked too much with that AWP. And back towards the long we go, but this time it's going to be slow. It might be a timing. They put out the Molotov, and yeah, they've caught him a little bit off guard. This is what they wanted. Zip can't win the fight, though. Breeze, he turns. Good trade from Tarek.
Yeah, that's huge. Coming through the smoke to take down Dupree. Otherwise, that would have all been worth it for Astralis. If they just do an even trade out of Long, they're going to be quite happy with that.
I think the nice thing if you're EG, what's making you feel very, very happy is double op still on the board. So Ethan can use his inside the B-bomb site and anchor that down, and you can have the rest of the units just be very mobile. You have a long, you know, you're going to have the information if they start coming up long, but middle and catwalk, you can be so shifty in your defense.
Right now, Astralis are waiting and hoping that someone's going to be pushing. You see Glaive looking in middle, Device over at long in the pit. They're just praying that someone's going to walk into a shot. And credit to EG right now. They're not giving them that opportunity. And 50 seconds, I mean, every second counts right now for Astralis. When they're not going to find an opening, then instead they have to try and regroup and figure something out.
So they have 2 smokes. Both of them on the players that are long, so they can actually set up that wall. They have plenty of Molotovs as well. The tough part is just the one flashbang. Magisk has one on catwalk. He's hoping they'll take the attention away. He's hoping he can lurk, and actually, he has no idea at the moment, but there's no one in the A bomb site looking towards catwalk.
He's very late. He's expecting there's going to be more of a retake happening from that position, and now that means this main push is going to be the really big deal. 20 seconds, and Tarek looking over the smoke. This is a great idea, and they seem to be actually ready for it. Losing Device, though, that's very bad. 10 seconds left here. Astralis trying to force that overtime, but it might not be possible any longer. 8 seconds left, and they need a bomb plant. Glaive running out of time, and the jump on the other side. No more chance for a plant here. Evil Genius, the 16-14, taking down Astralis on map number 1.